but I think we're Gen F, and that's like more important.
What's Gen F? Gen F. I've stopped. SRK, SRK, SRK.
You were like in seventh
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah, I was in seventh. I'd met all like Arjun and Milind Soman and all the hot men. So I was not complaining.
We are not nepo babies.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I was. I was like, यार कोई मामा चाचा कोई तो like Kapoor खानदान से कुछ तो करेक्ट
Hippo babies maybe.
Yeah, I think between you and me, we've fallen on our butts a lot.
Luckily I'm cushioned.
Yeah, me too actually. Hey Kai, what's up?
Nothing.
What? What happened? Dude, aren't we doing our podcast today? What's wrong?
What podcast? What's the point?
Hello? What do you mean?
What's the point, yeah? Like, you know, everyone, like Gen X, Y, Z, whatever, those Z, V, whatever, they're all doing it, yeah? And what can we bring to the table? What's the point, yeah?
No. Listen,
Yeah.
we may not be Gen Z, but I think we're Gen F, and that's like more important.
What's Gen F? Gen F? Oh.
I mean, that sometimes. But like, we're Gen fun, we're Gen friendly, fantastic, fabulous, flirty. We're amazing. Listen, come on. Don't get yourself down. What are you saying?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. And, you know, you've written books, you're an author, you're an RJ. I know you've done so many things, right? So, yeah, I guess we have a lot to bring to the...
Yes. So, I've been a screenwriter, RJ, TV anchor, author, of course. And you, dude, you also, you're a you've been what? Flight attendant, author. Tell us.
Yeah. So I've hosted shows, celebrity shows, and I've also been an international flight attendant, as you mentioned, and journalist, columnist. I think I've done so many things, written books, and I've stalked SRK.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that story we'll save for later. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. So I think, you know what? Between you and me, we have 20 years of wisdom. More than that, I would say.
More than that, yes.
With regard to careers, with regard to love life, with regard to workplace drama, you name it, right? I think we've got it covered. We have a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
And the world needs to know.
True. So then, shall we just do it?
Yes, I
Anjali,
think
let's
we
do
shall.
It. Okay, then fine. I'm going to just get into the mood.
I'm so glad. Are you like trying to be Salman Khan or something?
Now that's really going to show
Pyar dosti
that's
hai.
really going to show the Gen, right?
Yeah,
the Gen
exactly.
whatever.
Maine
The Gen
pyar
W,
kiya.
the Gen...
Best friend.
Okay.
But to be honest, I love that movie but we'll talk about that another time.
Yes.
So yeah.
Two of us, two friends,
Yeah.
you know, keeping it real, keeping it raw, and keeping it completely like enthusiastic and telling everybody about our journey. You know, because it's not been easy, Anjali. Our journey has not been easy. We've started off things, and then sometimes things have not worked. But we've still gone on this whole thing of better late than never, right? And we keep pushing. So I think that's something that we need to, you know, get our viewers and our audience motivated. That it's never too late to start all over again or to start something new. And no matter what you've been through or what your journey is, it's always when you move forward, something, you know, you should, it works.
Correct.
It works.
I think between you and me, we've fallen on our butts a lot, right?
Oh, yeah. Luckily, I'm cushioned.
Yeah, me too, actually. So, and we like big butts and we can.
Yes,
okay.
we like big butts.
You know, I have to tell you this story.
Not in men, but...
not for men. No,
please.
For women. But I have to tell you this story, actually. Once, I've actually sung this song in a mall and I won a hamper, dude. Like, even though I sing so badly. Yeah, I sound like Usha.
You were the only person, I think, who was in the contest.
Listen, I have like a very mardani, like, singing voice.
Okay.
Like, Usha Uttapad, but like, she has Surat and I'm like very bad. But I won this prize now, so proud of myself.
Yeah.
And the prize also actually was like a year's supply of sanitary pads. Like, it was amazing though. No, seriously, and this is a true story, I was very happy I didn't have to buy pads for a whole year. But anyway, I am digressing from our topic for today.
And we'll talk about Usha Uttup. You know, she's a great example of someone who's like really kicking it even right now. It's amazing.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, Anjali, I was thinking just yesterday as I was sitting down, like all the stuff that I've been through my childhood to get here. You know, because right here we are at this amazing place. We've got this fabulous people around us, but it's not been easy. The journey, you know, it's not like it's just given to us.
Handed on a
right?
platter. No, we are not nepo babies.
Yeah,
sometimes I wish I was. I was like, यार कोई मामा चाचा कोई तो like Kapoor खानदान से कुछ तो connection
Hippo
होना
babies maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
This cap is distracting you. Keep
I mean,
no,
you
move
can,
it?
whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Then let's just throw it. You
Okay then. Yeah, you know, Salman was also known for taking his shirt off and throwing it.
Doing today,
No, and you're
you
just
know I'm
reminding
an
me.
SRK fan. You keep the Salman out of this. Okay.
Okay, anyway.
So do you want to know my sob story of yesterday?
I do,
how I
tell me,
went
tell
back
me.
to my childhood and all, and then,
Yeah.
So it's not been easy, The thing is that all the struggles that I had in school, right? So it was very tough to come out of that and to actually make something out of my life. And this is something that I feel has to be, even we address that to everyone, right? We've all gone through something. Mine was body shaming. Someone else had, they didn't have friends. They changed places while they're moving. But to get up back again on the horse is a very tough thing to do.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of determination. And when you're a kid, when you're younger, you don't have those resources to do that because, you constantly have people like friends or even your family telling you they're not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I had that, but I still feel that my confidence came from my grandmom. It never came. I mean, I should not say that because it's like the first episode. Parents like,
like, thanks, get out of the house.
Is this what you, like, you just gone out of the house, taken the car, like, I'm going Chara for the podcast and then bashing.
And then, like, you guys never support it. But actually, you know what? I sometimes do feel quite bad for parents because I think everyone has childhood trauma.
Right.
And honestly, there's no winning as a parent because you can do the best and, your child may still feel like, because I have a similar, I mean, again, like, I don't think I had a great childhood and everything. But sometimes I do sit with my mom and I'm like, you know what? I never had like great self-esteem. And I think like you didn't build me up.
Yeah.
And
I felt the same. I feel the same.
Yeah, and I compare her to this one aunt of mine who used to always praise her daughter. Okay, so her daughter would do like the most basic thing, and this aunt would be like, "Arey, my daughter did this."
Mom,
right?
I just dusted the table. Ooh,
yeah,
wow.
and my mom, like, we would get like, I was very good. I was a good student and all. Like, I would get nice grades and all of that. Yeah. But she would never praise us, and she was like, "No, I didn't want you to have a big head, like a big head about
but
it."
But even today, it's like your hair. I'm like, what about my hair? No, you're this.
Yeah.
I'm like, let it be.
Mothers,
it alone.
it's just a thing.
So that's another thing again.
That's a whole other
still,
episode.
Anjali, it is confidence building, right? You need people to build you up all the time, and especially if it's not in school. Like in school, I had the teachers didn't like me. I couldn't understand.
I wonder why.
You're
so charming
and
delightful. Such a delightful child. Like what could have gone wrong?
So what you see today, like I'm sulking. I don't even know if I was doing that, but there was just something that wasn't working at school.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have friends.
Oh.
Okay, now that makes sense. Like you go to see, like if nobody liked you, there's a problem.
Then it might be time to sit and reflect. But
so I was reflecting, and I realized that the only person, like one of the people who built me up, was my grandmom, and she would always tell me, that you can do this, you can be, and she always had this dream for me, like you can be the Prime Minister of India. Okay, now that was like, thank gosh, I'm not, but or an author. You should be like a best-selling author, and she kept telling that to me when I was younger. So that dream has been set in your mind, which is because I used to write.
Correct.
I've been writing. So when you write, your people read and say, you're a good writer. Of course, my parents also felt I should be a writer later.
Yeah.
But even those days, the professions are not writers. Now you have
you always
kind of,
lawyer, doctor.
Yeah,
like that
you have some other things. So, but still, I was not under that pressure. So luckily for me, then college was better and friends got better, and then I was able to get into an office and ask for a job. Like I remember my first job was. Main job was Savvy with Magna Publications, and I must tell you this funny story, which will now will give everybody like an incentive to go. If you want something, you just go for it.
Yeah.
And I went to the editor and I said they had put an ad, in the paper. I said I think I'm good for this job. She's saying, but why? You're only like I was like 18 or 19, just out of college. So she said no, because there's so many people who applied, and it was like like a columnist for Savvy, and Savvy's Magna, so it's like a big like Stardust Savvy society. It's not just a small time. Those days it was really like thriving.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I wanted. So she sent me to, she's saying, okay, you meet Mr. Narihira. He's not there anymore. But Mr. Narihira was like how Times of India has, so he was like the main guy. And so the next day I had an interview with him. So I was in the elevator with my, like, God knows which bags and simple girl standing there. And he was, so I was in the elevator and he was there. I had no idea. I had not, those days, no social media. I don't know how Mr. Narihira looks.
Yeah.
And I was like, which floor do you want to go? Like very cheekily. He's like 7th. I said, even I have an interview today. Like he's not even asking me questions. But I'm telling him my whole life. But I'm first going to 5th floor, and then so he's saying, okay, I'm going to 7th. I said, what do you do on the 7th floor? So he just looks at me, and this is Mr. Hira, okay? And I should have known better. Like he's not dressed like
correct.
He said, I'm the coffee boy. I said, when I have an interview upstairs, you bring me coffee then.
This is true.
This is true.
Story.
No, I'm not fabricating things.
I was like, dude, this
is not a book I'm writing. It's not like one of my fiction
You
books.
know, because we do fiction, it's like how much is fiction and
No.
how
This
much
is true. This happens with me all the time.
Putting your foot in your mouth, but it ends up being helpful.
I'm not. Yeah, this was foot in the mouth.
Right.
And then he sat. Then he called my editor. He's saying, "Who the hell are you sending me?"
gosh.
She's saying, just. So I went there and I stood and he was like, you know, like the film mein hota na wo ekdam wo to
Yeah.
it was that seat. And he looked at me. I said, "Oh God, those days F word was never. Oh shit. I said, "Hi, I'm Kainas. I think I met you before." He's like, yeah,
you
sure,
did.
Yeah, sure. So then Anupa said, I said, "Who'll get me coffee now?" And I think that did it. And then he was like, "Okay, fine, let's take her, because if this girl can actually say this and be so forward, that means she's good to send out." And after that, they sent me out on all sorts of assignments. Matlab, koi aadmi ko t-shirt nikalo and say, "I'm too sexy." All those type of videos, photos, Kainas go.
Right. You were like in seventh heaven.
Yeah, I was in seventh heaven. I met all like Arjun and Milind Soman and all the hot men. So I was not complaining.
Arjun even I met, but Milind is so hot.
Yeah,
like till now, right?
So so
anyway.
The point being again that you it's like any moment that you can turn around in your life if you really kind of believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Anjali, this is so important.
Yeah, I know. Like, it sounds very cliched, right? This whole like believe in yourself, but it is true.
Yeah.
And also, like, another thing I feel is really true. What you did, like, for example, like create an opportunity for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if I think back to when I started as well, so I was in South Africa, right, in Durban,
Right.
and I wanted to be on radio. So
Right.
there was this like Indian radio station. And I was also very young. So I started first with community radio. And it was like, I was 15 or something. So I was one of their youngest
15?
radio. Yeah, 15. I was anyways younger than my class and stuff. And so, I went up to them and I was like, I want to do this. And I remember it used to be such a pain, like, because it was a bit far and I would go every Sunday morning and all of that. But and then one thing leads to another in your life, right?
Yeah.
Because I did that, then I got the opportunity with a bigger radio station, which was the national radio station there. And even there, like, everyone wanted a foot in the door and everyone wanted this thing.
Yeah.
But it was, someone just told me, just make yourself present, like, come,
Exactly.
ask. So, if you have to ask for those opportunities. Because I think sometimes people just wait and you just think, like, oh, it's going to fall in my lap. That doesn't happen, right? So you go, you, like, show the interest, you kind of... So I did all of that. And then I got that opportunity. And I think even with writing, actually... in fact, people always talk about like how many rejections they got and stuff. And yes, I did face one in the beginning when I was still writing the book. I had just completed it. And I remember sending it to this really famous agent. And, I was all hopeful and whatever. Because I thought, how it is like with us writers at the end of it. But sometimes you So I thought, this is really funny. And I think like this will do well. And this guy replies back like pretty soon also in like one day. And he was just like, I don't know if he even read it, to be honest. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't think this will work. And I don't think this has it in it to become like a big hit or whatever. And I remember being really upset. And I remember like crying in bed and stuff for like a day. So I let myself do that for a day. And then I was like, no man, why should I let this one person, determine it? So then I was like, no, I will still send it out everywhere and let's see. And really from that time, I sent it out. And within a month, I had actually gotten, so my publisher for the first book had said yes, I got it done, and the book came out in a few months also. So
and did well.
Yeah,
right.
Of
Your
course.
first book I think did pretty well. Of course.
No, it goes without saying. No, but actually, like I just feel like so imagine if that guy had affected my confidence that much, where I was just like, no, I'm not gonna like try again. So I think
we've all been through that.
We've all been through. So rejection is a part of life, and I think it's also healthy sometimes to get that rejection. Because I remember I was reading this thing where this woman was talking about how she was always an achiever in her life. I read her post on LinkedIn, okay? And she said she'd always been doing well in life. So she always was successful. And it was only recently that she got fired from her job. Then she decided to start a business. And then now for the first time in her life, she started facing rejections. And she just couldn't handle it. And she was just like, what? I was so used to my life, going in this one way. And I was just like, oh, wow. Like for us, because like I think I've always faced rejections here and there, everywhere, right? I think more than the successes, actually there have been rejections. But again, like I just feel like...
No, I think you've done. Really?
Yeah, like you don't know all the things I've tried. No? I've tried many other things on the side.
Yeah, because I think, there's a good point you're making here, because we keep talking about success as children, but failure also kind of shapes you.
It does shape
shapes
you.
your character.
It's healthy
very
to have some
but
failure.
it's good to have that, because nowadays even the kids, they're so entitled.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't win, then we want to give them something at home.
Correct.
Means
Yeah.
I'm like that. Okay, like I can't see.
Oh yeah, everyone is a participant and
Yeah,
like everyone
is
gets a
winner.
certificate.
I
and
told my
everything.
nephew, I said, I'll make the entire contest for you. We'll put you on stage.
Right.
I'll give you a trophy. And his mother's like, no, we're not even thinking of doing that.
So actually, I
You
feel
know,
like our
but-
world now is going the other way.
yeah,
Like when
yeah,
we
yeah.
were younger,
Yeah.
we felt that there's too
Yeah.
much competition.
Right.
Parents are not
Yeah.
actually necessarily building
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
And now I think the parents are probably building them
Building
up
it
too
too
much.
much, yeah,
So
yeah,
even if you're
yeah.
like bad
But
at
those days it
something,
was
parents
really
are like,
sad, this failing thing.
Huh.
I was like,
This
I
was-
never got a medal, I never got a trophy.
Aw. I'll
never
give you
got
a
anything.
medal next
No,
time.
but no, now it's okay because now like it's
Now you
because
started.
yeah, so it is so strange because this happened.
Yeah.
Now it's like every time I'm like, everything I get, it's like it's for you, kid. It's for you, kid. It's for you,
that's
kid.
true. That's
God, I
true.
think I need to heal.
Yeah, maybe like I'm packing some childhood trauma here.
Maybe.
But
So even so that's what you were saying right before that people don't a podcast itself is like a therapy. Like
we
it's
can
a much
be
cheaper
cheaper
version than a therapist.
Listen, I think I'm a great agony aunt even for friends and stuff, but I feel like I have a lot of wisdom. So really just talk to me. I will like sort your life out.
Are you
for
serious?
I
You
may not
hardly
be able to-
listen. What agony
Shut
aunt
up.
are you?
I do listen.
You don't
and I
listen
may
or
not
listen at all. You
Listen,
don't
I may not sort out my own life very well, but I can sort out other people's lives for sure. No, but actually, your story is reminding me that of like even so. This just reminded me. Speaking of childhood trauma, my first experience on stage, I remember it was this fancy dress competition.
Right.
I was 6 years old, and my mom had dressed me up as this Japanese lady or whatever.
Oh yeah,
So-
even I had it on.
yeah, so I had the fan and everything, and I got 10 on 10 for my costume. And my mother taught me this really lame song, which was like, I'm a Japanese girl, la la la, or some nonsense.
So gay little
Oh, no, I was not gay. I was just happy.
Gay means happy. It's not gay as
my
we say
words,
it.
no, my
Achha,
lyrics so that I'm a Japanese girl, la 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 or something. And I used to practice it at home and sing it, but on stage, I froze. I did not do anything.
Yeah.
And I remember, I still remember that feeling of just like standing there and be like, oh my God. So now, and then in the last few years, of course, every time I've done a panel discussion or spoken on stage, and there have been so many times I've gone and actually not known what I'm going to say and done it. So I think it is that you're healing that little child each
like,
time.
Okay,
Like,
don't worry, one more for you, one more lollipop, one more candy, one more ice cream.
You got over the nerves and you did it. So
yes, even as a child, I was not nervous, but I never got anything because there was always favoritism and everything. This is what I think, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I was bullied. According to everybody, I bullied, but I felt
yeah.
I was bullied.
And then you flip the narrative and you're like, Abhi, I will bully
So
the
I think
world.
this is good, no, I'm not bullying, but I stand up for bullies. That's very weird because I become a person who's always trying to fight for somebody, like the underdog.
Yeah.
So, that's another thing. So I guess, again, at the end of the day, whatever you failed at, whatever you've not been able to, do in your earlier life, not only childhood, adolescence, then I think that kind of makes you a person. Either you become bitter.
Yeah.
Once again, that's another thing. You can become really bitter and you can just hate everybody. You can envy everyone. Or then you kind of just break free, right?
Yes.
And you just like break through the wall and say, you know what?
You work on it. Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
you just.
I'm going to do it. And
Correct.
this agent story I also have, but I think I'll say it another time.
Yeah.
But it's it's like terrible story. Like, how I was told by the agent and what happened after that and,
Yeah, I think the point is that like we've all faced failure and I think it's healthy to face it.
Yeah.
And but the point is what do you do after
and
that,
shouldn't keep
right?
you down for as you said, you went, I did the same, I put on my earpods and I was like, I was like, you know what? Okay. For some time I was like, oh gosh, like what is going to happen
because you
to
will.
me? And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to show it to you.
Exactly.
I'm going to prove it
so
to you.
you can use it to drive, and
yeah.
fuel you to actually go
Yes.
forward.
So great. Okay, so that's nice.
But you know what? Like, enough about us. I know we love talking about ourselves and we will keep doing that. But like, even if you look at, India loves Bollywood. All of us do. We've all grown up on it, of course. But I actually even seek inspiration from like Bollywood because I remember Saif Ali Khan when he had started out, right? And he had his like long hair and he had his like girlish voice. And I remember people actually writing him off and being like, why doesn't this guy quit, right? And I'm so glad he didn't because for him, of course, Dil Chahta Hai was that turning point. And suddenly like Saif has like reinvented himself and he's so funny and he's so like cool and all of that. And like it was a whole new Saif Ali Khan that you were seeing. That was actually inspiring for me because I remember at one point I was still a kid but still also thinking like, like it's embarrassing, right? Why is he doing these movies and making a fool of himself?
Right.
And I think as an artist and as a creator, this is something which happens often, right? And I think even we face it, right? Where like sometimes, you've written a book, it may not have done as well as you thought it would. So people want to kind of like now say like, like you're not like,
I'm very quick
big
to write
leagues.
off. write
Yeah,
off
people love
yeah.
to write people off, right? And they're like,
yeah.
oh, you're not in the big
Yeah,
league or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I'm always like, dude, you can never do that with an artist because you really never know what they're going to come up with next and, you know, how that's going to change like the world even. So I hate when people do that, even with Bollywood, right? And people are like, this is an A-lister and this is a B-grade actor. I'm like, what is this grades? Like, what nonsense? It's a performer, it's an actor. They're doing their job. Sometimes and every actor also, they take up roles that they're getting at that point. So, you know, sometimes you may be a very talented actor, but you're not getting the kind of work. But it's okay. You'll do something else. It'll be your stepping stone and you'll get. So anyway, I draw inspiration from like Bollywood
of course,
also, right?
you have to constantly reinvent yourself also.
Exactly.
You can't, because some of the actors who are stuck, you know, like I'll tell you this, and it's a real example. It's a personal example. Of course, I won't take names because they're a couple of close friends. They came to, you know, they came from the north. Mostly a lot of them come from Delhi and that side. And they came here a few years ago. Okay, हमको बनना है Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Amir Khan, whatever,
Everyone
you know, whoever, you know,
dreams.
Mr. Bachchan,
Yeah, like,
whatever. And they come with that, and then they don't get those roles. Now OTT has, of course, opened up its entire doors, and there's a lot of more work happening. So when they got roles that they had to play a father, let's say, of a 12-year-old. No, I don't. Why should I play the father of a 12-year-old? I'm like, yeah, but it's a Balaji serial. You know, at that time, Balaji, Telefilms, whatever, was doing really well. The Kyuki Saasbi and Kasauti Zindagi, those days. So I'm like, it's an amazing role. Like, you know, I'm talking about like those, you know, the Mihir Virani kind of roles, you know, Mr. Bajaj, those type of roles. Like, that's amazing. No, but I am, you know, why TV, firstly? Secondly, why a father? So what you're doing is you're missing out on that.
Exactly.
Right? So, okay, you have a dream and you have a focus and say, okay, you know, I want to be a best-selling author. You know, yeah, but hello, get real, you know. Can you really? I want to win like the Oscars of writing. What is the Oscars of writing?
Pulitzer Prize.
No, Pulitzer is, I guess,
well,
serious thing.
But
so
anyway.
you know, I'm like, get real. Okay, you're writing well. People love reading you. You're doing a lot of other things.
But it takes
and get
time
real.
and
It takes
be
time.
real
Get
also
real. You need to practice. So you can't just sit around and say hoga. You know, so that is something that you need to push. And a lot of people have missed opportunities, as you talk about the actors. Because you mentioned this, that you know, you should do work till the end. They don't want you to work till then because they said, I'll always be known as a TV actor. I will never make it to movies, which is true. When you're a TV actor, it's very tough. Besides,
no, but I think so many have Vidya Balan, hello. Like so
and
many
SRK.
Have, I think it's, you can't, again, what I've realized honestly is you can't generalize and everyone's path is different in life, right? So if you're really good, you can start with anything and you will get there, right? As long as you have that faith in yourself and you keep reinventing. And I just feel like, I think in recent years, and I love this for Bollywood, Hollywood, everything, you know, there was a time when women were written off, right? Once you reach a certain age, it's like, okay, bye, like, we don't want to see you anymore. Which is why I love people like Neena Gupta, right?
That was like fab when she put her...
and she put it up on Insta, you remember?
Yeah, I remember that so well. It was all over.
I was so impressed. Yeah,
she said, I need work.
Yeah,
I need work.
And she was just like, I want good roles. And so she put it out there. She had no ego about it. And which is why then she ended up getting Badai Ho and like movies which like really changed her career,
was something that's so brave to do that.
Really
I don't know if how many can really do that. No actor, because actors and they have
it's that perception,
they have big egos. I mean, we have egos, so they have bigger egos, and that's fine. That's, I mean, whatever. But doing something like that, you know, because Neena Gupta's led a life that is.
In general, she's such an icon, right? Like just being a single mother from like way back then, not caring, like, you know, dude, it is what it is.
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah,
she's
take it or leave it. Fully like a badass. We love her. That's
we do love her.
But there's so many icons like that. Even Zeenat Aman, dude, recently.
She's such a hit with the Gen Z.
Everyone loves
her. Yeah,
like, because she's just being herself. She's sharing these like authentic stories. Because I think one thing I've realized, you know, and this is something which, because even when I watch interviews of any celebrity, and when they're being very like doctored and very like, it's great to have poise and stuff, but you're not like giving me anything. Like all your answers are politically correct. It's so frustrating actually.
Of course,
so I love it when people are authentic, when they're like.
And she's come from like a lot of tragic story.
Yeah, of course. And even she's had, exactly.
Yeah, she's had a lot of...
she's faced domestic abuse in her marriage
domestic abuse,
like
even lots of things. That's why she's a single mother again. And lots of things she's done.
Yeah.
And today, like at this stage and age, I saw her interview on one of the shows. I don't know if, you know, one of our shows. And she was sitting with another Bollywood. I like her as well. But, I mean, I was like... there was
like
just
a comparison.
there's no
Like I
no
think women who own their
comparison.
truths, or like people who are just like, this is what it is.
Of course, one has obviously gone through a lot also.
Yeah.
But there's I won't say entitlement, but there was there was she was guarded, she was like this, and Ziyad was like
She
this.
was herself, yeah.
And I was listening to her, and it's very tough to, kind of keep your attention on something which is actually can be a very superficial show, but then she was talking and she was just like getting it there, and I was like, wow, man, she's really hammering it,
Yeah.
And this lady really, I mean, it paled in comparison. Not that she was not good, but it paled in comparison. So I think Zeenat is someone who, again, Zeenat, Nina, these are women who are like, Sushmita Sen, for example.
Sushmita Sen, I have a story about this actually.
Really?
So I remember years back, I was a fashion journalist and Sushmita was being interviewed. So she'd walked the ramp for some show. And they were like, oh, ma'am, when will we see you on screen and all that? And she was like, this is the year I'm going to make a comeback and everything. She said it with a lot of like confidence, which is her usual. Yeah. She's very confident. She's always been, right? From the time that she was 17.
Yeah.
And she said, this is the year I'm going to make my comeback and everything. And this was 2012. Okay. So I remember like that year went by and I was like, arey, her thing didn't come only, whatever she said. Whatever she was trying to do, maybe there was a project or maybe she was just like manifesting or something. So it didn't happen. Then like 2-3 years went by and I was like, arey, where's Sushmita Sen? And then, recently she came up with like Arya, that show on Hotstar. Much later. But that show was again like her comeback, right? And that show did really well. And then she did another show after that. So I just feel like you should, what the world may write you off, you should never write yourself off. And that's something we can really learn from.
Something
and I feel like especially for creative people, you know, because we don't have these careers that are like corporate, like you're going as one role, then you'll get a promotion, then you'll keep, we don't have a ladder. Where is the ladder? I wish there was a ladder. But there's no one even telling you what path you should take. It's all like you're just following, you're doing your own thing, you're following your gut more often than not. Intuition is telling you do this, you do that, right? So I think for creative people, there's anyways never like a set path, right? So just follow your own path, keep doing your good work, and eventually you will get that right opportunity. Like opportunity will meet you, eventually.
It happens most of the time. I mean, it happens most of the time.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Bachchan himself, he was in, there was so much of, I guess he had loans to pay, whatever. He was in a very, he was in a situation, and then again he did KBC. I think he just recovered, and he recovered 10 times, 20 times, like for 5 generations. And today the man is 82.
Yeah.
And
he has more energy than you and me combined.
When I see that, he comes jogging on the set. I'm like, I can't get
I'm lying in bed and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, how old are you again? What's he taking? Like, what is he on?
I don't think you want to take what he's on, or whatever he's on. He's on high on life.
He's high on life.
He's high on life. He's high on success. And I think he's just like, I think he also wants to, because he's got so many fans and followers, he wants to keep
giving back and keep like being there for,
So
and again, he also like people try to, like, and even someone like a Shah Rukh, I know you love Shah Rukh, but when he tried to do KBC, it wasn't, people love Amitabh Bachchan. People didn't want to see Shah Rukh in that.
That's enough now.
Yeah.
We don't bash Shah Rukh
I saw
on
your
this show.
expression. No, Shah Rukh is amazing, obviously. But I mean, there's some things that, so I just feel like, again, like I think sometimes another thing which happens with failure also is you start doubting yourself, and there's a lot of competition in any field, right? So then you start feeling like, I'm not good enough, you know what, maybe other people really are better. But I just feel like it sounds very cliched. Even these actors always say that, there's a role, there's enough place for everyone. But it's actually true, because I think you can be, everyone is good in their own right, but there are certain things that one actor does better than someone else.
No, now I think, sorry, I'm a little bit out here. This is my thought now, that since you're saying that PR houses kind of, pump them up. It's according to what they have, and they just kind of, suddenly they'll be like, oh, he's so famous, but they've, like, it's bought. Everything
so these
is so
days
commercial,
you don't know what
so you don't know what's
but
real.
But I think the audience
really
as a viewer, you will always know, right? So there are certain actors who maybe necessarily don't make it like super big, but you love their work, right?
Yeah, like Manoj Bajpayee, they've got they're fabulous actors.
Of course.
Nawazul, but when you're thinking of star, see, there's a difference between actor and star, right? Like yesterday I had a meeting with somebody, and they wanted to, Mr. Anupam Kher, I adore him, especially after I watched Vijay 69. This is his story actually, because he's 69, and at 69 in the movie, like he's doing a triathlon, and he's like, everybody tells him, what, you can't do it, you're loose, and he wants to do it for his wife. I love that film. I wrote a review. I don't do film reviews. I wrote a review. Mr. Kher saw it. I went and met him. He loved it. I just imagined like where all it went, right? So I just took I jumped into something. He liked it. I tagged him, and so he's so inspiring even when you meet him. he said, so what do you do nowadays? So I said, I just, I'm just writing. He was looking at me like, okay, I'm writing, I'm doing this. He's saying, so you're not doing a job. So do you, like, I have something in mind, and, would this interest you? Of course, I was like, where do I have to travel to come? So he was like, like, I guess he meant like Andheri Jew, you would have to. I said, is it everyday work?
Yeah. So then he's probably like, yeah, maybe this woman should like stick to her comfortable writing at home job.
He's like, looking at me like, it's a job, like you do turn up. I said, online, like in my mind, online maybe, virtual. He was like looking at me
he
like...
was probably like, yeah, you know what we say for Gen Z or whatever, he must be like, yeah, aajkal ke bachche look at me at this age, इनको करना ही नहीं,
दो book दे दी, चाय with काय का show करना उसको मेरे साथ, whatever करना उसका YouTube करना है, लेकिन
but she doesn't want to do actual.
Yeah, so I thought of you so I said, I have friends, I'll give you the number. He's like, no, I don't think I'd be interested. And I felt like, no, like, I don't know if I really want to go every single day. And, he's starting something, which would be great, like, for people who want to start something or whatever. But that's not my path, right? So, of course, I refused. But saying that, he got his old acting school, right?
Yeah.
So, I had also joined his acting school years ago.
Oh, nice.
And, he's there. He comes for all his shows. Like, if you're performing after you finish your acting course, he'll be there. Now, of course, he's much older, but he's still doing stuff. Boman Irani started so late,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he was a photographer.
I thought he was running the family store or something.
Family
also,
store.
Right?
Then I think also working at a hotel, like a normal, like, and then a photographer, and then this. So he was like, and look at that, like and being a Parsi, like I also feel Hindi is always restrictive for us, but he just broke the mold. And it was really nice to see him doing, and people love him. People just love him. I don't know what it is. Maybe they feel like that comfort, because he's done. Sometimes when you look at older people, this is for me, right? I always see like if they can do it, then I have some hope that a few years down the line I'll be doing something.
Yeah, I feel and this is something I feel strongly about, because I think when I was younger, I was this very impatient person, and I was like, I need to achieve this by this age, this by this, and then life has its way of humbling you, and things may not always happen on as per your schedule, and which is why sometimes I'm like, as much as I'll see like these 30 under 30 the Forbes list, and 40 under 40, and like great for you, but it's okay, like sometimes you will just achieve success later, and it's happened to so many entrepreneurs as well, right? Not just, I mean, and as well as stars, and even if you look at like Hollywood, like I remember if you look at Kiran Culkin, like everyone just thought of him as Macaulay's brother, and then Succession, the show happened, so he got success like later in his life, like late 30s, early 40s, whatever. We would all love to be like this person who rises to fame, like that 18-year-old, and you become a pop star and everyone loves you. That's great, but that's one journey, and then there are so many other people who start much later, or then they've seen success, and then there's been a low period, and then they've like reinvented themselves and come back.
This is something that is tough though, I mean, when you see success and then you dip,
that is very tough, no doubt about it.
It's like being thin and then you become fat.
Oh yeah, I've been there also. Now when I look at my skinny pictures, I'm like, oh man.
I'm never bothered. I'm like, I don't think I was ever that thin or slim. I'm like, it's okay.
I've had that
very I've not even really. So I'm like, okay, I've been when I joined the airlines, I had to lose weight. So of course, like,
but they make you like weigh you guys and all that.
They weighed us, and when I first joined my first airline, Swissair, first was Jet for some time, but Jet was so difficult, and like you're supposed to be really slim. They make you walk, and they make you wear.
Is that why you left?
Tight uniform? No, I got Swissair. And Swissair also, but I had lost weight. I'd become like some 53, 54, which is really good. Imagine 50, it's a dream now. It's not even a dream. It's not even in my periphery anymore. Yeah, so, but even then I was considered plump, because people were in the 45 or 6, so I was like, I was the plumpest, and 53, 50 was not much. I'm 5'5", right? Yeah. But still, I did lose weight for all that. But that was the only time that I was, and after I just, like,
I already more of me to love. More of me to love.
Yeah, they didn't. Then it was okay after that. Yeah. But saying that, I've never been that bothered, because again, back to what we are talking about. This, when you see something and you have something and then you lose it, it's really painful,
tough,
right?
No doubt about it.
In anything, in a relationship or in your job or anything, and you are feeling like, if you've not seen it, then it's you kind of dream, you kind of fantasize about it, but it's okay if you don't have it. It's not really okay, but
you've never seen it.
Yeah, you're working towards it. There's always hope, but you're like, I've done so much, and today nobody's even looking at me. Like, again, we're talking about Bollywood, that's why I'm like, you see actors, so sometimes they walk in, people don't recognize them. That is so sad, because I've seen it. I've dated a couple of actors, and I've seen that, when you walk into a coffee shop.
You dated a couple of
obviously, what do you think? Yeah, I've had my
we talk about?
I had my time with my
we
cat
need to
to
talk
flip
about.
around. I've been sassy and
Oh,
sexy
my.
enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We'll
So
talk
I've dated
about
a few, couple of them, and it's like they've come to that point. Of course, you catch them in the low point, so you obviously get to date them. That's another secret.
Yeah, so you
want.
like, oh, when the self-esteem is low, that's
Obviously.
very like
Then you attack a man.
predatory behavior, by the way. FYI.
Like you didn't know I was predatory. You don't know that. I've been like stalking.
I do, but
yeah,
damn,
I stalk
girl.
people. You don't know. I'm the stalker. We can have a whole episode on
Yeah.
my stalking.
Don't you have a famous stalking Shah Rukh Khan story as well?
Yeah,
I
I've
think.
done that. I've
Tell
taken
me.
a kid, my neighbor's kid, and pretended it's my daughter to get photographs. I've done all sorts of
Which
crazy things.
Shah Rukh? Oh
Yeah,
my god.
yeah,
He
he-
believed that this was your child.
He was going. He came to shoot at Vishal
Yeah.
Shekhar's studio downstairs at where I was staying, just next door. And we knew his car is 555, some car or whatever. God, and you mean SRK might just call me and say, stop saying
He
these
might
stories.
just be like, dude, like who is
You
this
just stop
person?
talking
She's been
about me.
stalking me for years
And
now.
he was getting into the car, and my neighbor's father said, SRK is down. So we both ran down. I held her hand. She was like 10. I said, Mr. Khan, Mr. Khan. He's like, my daughter would like a picture with you.
Oh
Now
my
he can't
God.
say no to a child, right? You
Yeah.
don't. I mean, they're not
That's a
mean
good,
to kids.
strategy
So then
you
we took a
used.
picture, and then of course I tried, and one with me. He's like, I'm really late. I have to go.
Oh.
I'm like,
So that poor girl, that girl
so
must
the
be
girl is a
thanking
fan.
you.
The girl is a fan. So she was very
She
happy.
must be
but
like,
I wasn't
thanks,
getting
auntie.
anything. Thanks,
You,
auntie.
like, sorted
Thank
me
you.
out.
Nobody can call me auntie, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't know that about me.
No, I was.
No one's allowed auntie.
Oh.
No one's allowed auntie.
I got a rude shock because this happened to me 2-3 years back.
Yeah.
I stopped and I asked someone for directions, and they were like, "हाँ यहाँ से left or फिर right." Okay, auntie. And and the guy was my age, dude. He was not that young. If it was a young kid, okay, you understand. He was my age and he called me auntie, and the people I was with were like so amused. And I was
Imagine
just
if you
like,
feel
damn.
this bad. Imagine people are already in the limelight.
I know.
they're
And suddenly you're like, oh, you're
suddenly,
old, you're not relevant.
Yeah,
all
and then
of
you
that.
have to keep your face all. Like even women and even guys, like they're constantly reinventing yourself. Also,
You have to.
it means physically.
Physically, of course, but I think it's so important
All
to
your
like always be.
cheekbones, your nose,
Yeah,
your this.
but it's so
your
important to
chocolate.
stay young and adaptable and
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
that mentally, and
Yeah.
that's why people who have
Yeah,
reinvented
yeah,
themselves,
yeah,
they've been
true.
able to do it,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. It's always good to hope, and it's always
Yes.
good to keep on updating yourself with whatever's going on. I always feel that being relevant is so important today.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
relevant is really important.
Don't
Get
ever
on
get
social media.
comfortable also. Yeah, like sometimes people feel like I've
Yeah,
learned enough.
yeah.
I don't
No,
need to
there's
know
no
more.
excuse.
No,
There's
there's
no
keep
excuse.
learning,
Keep
and
learning.
you can,
Yeah.
and that's how you can
Yes,
keep reinventing.
exactly. Yeah, so it's not only like this Bollywood, it's like all startups also. They
Oh,
go
yeah.
through a tough time.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I think-
like entrepreneurship,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
you know
yeah.
you know that popular statistic, right? So 90% of startups fail, correct? In the first 10 years, that's a
Right.
statistic.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people
Wow.
don't, but what a lot of people don't realize is 82% of those that fail,
Yeah.
they try again and they start something else again.
Right.
So I feel like with entrepreneurship, it's very prevalent. We've seen that also,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
even the best of them,
Yeah.
even like Steve Jobs, for that matter, was kicked out of his own company, right? And then he went and he said that was actually I needed that failure because he
Yeah.
had also gotten comfortable.
Yeah.
And then he went and started Pixar and he started Next,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Apple actually bought Next
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
and again he was back to
Right,
whatever.
right.
But he needed that humbling journey.
Yeah.
So like years back, someone had told me a very nice thing because as I said, I was this like impatient person. I was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they were like, you know what? We all want our life to go like this.
Yeah,
like,
you
but
wanted
in
the curve.
you want it to be like
Yeah.
a straight,
Yeah,
like
straight
whatever.
line, don't
But
do
in
curves.
reality, life is like this. It's
Yeah.
a wave. So
Yeah.
there'll be there'll be ups,
Yeah.
there'll be downs,
Yeah.
and that is the journey, and it's completely okay. And I've seen that in my own life as well a lot.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like even with me, I always had this entrepreneurship thing in me. So I had run a PR and marketing agency with a friend. We'd done that. It was successful. We used to do nice events and stuff. Then I got a little bored of that, which is a bit of my Gemini-ness, if you believe in astrology.
I do. I also have the same thing.
I always want to do so much, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll go all like, yes, let's do it.
yes.
Then after some time, I lose steam, and I'm like,
shoot.
So
Yeah.
that happened with the entrepreneurship, at
Yeah.
least with the business ideas.
Yeah.
But then I think also sometimes it's also your 20s and 30s, and it's just
Yeah,
finding yourself, right?
Yeah, and then you learn a very important lesson in all this, that you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
This is something that everyone lacks, okay? And I've seen that discipline and today I read something very interesting,
Yeah.
that if you do just 18 minutes a day of what you really want to do, this is something I just read,
Yeah.
and then you are much above 95% of the population
amazing.
in achieving a dream.
Yeah.
That's 18 minutes. That's nothing for
That's
us.
nothing,
Like as authors,
actually.
18 minutes, like I
Correct.
can go on writing for hours and hours
know.
and hours every
Yeah.
single day, or editing my stuff and everything. Like I just sent my new manuscript
Yeah.
to the publisher. And I remember that, the times when I've just sat in coffee shops and really worked my ass off on my manuscripts.
Yeah.
And that's why, Coffee Day Champagne Nights, or Who Wants to Marry Kai Juswala,
Yeah.
my memoir, which has a lot of, what we're talking about is a lot. I mean, I've not mentioned it in my memoir as like a specific point,
Yeah.
but you can actually see my journey, where from childhood, adolescence to teenage to how I have dealt with relationships. And in spite of that, I have done things like,
Yeah.
no matter what's going on in fact, a reviewer did say that in spite of what is going in my personal life, I have still, done things that are totally out of character for me.
Yeah.
Like, I could not imagine Anjali being a flight attendant. No one can imagine. If you're a plump girl, who's going to say you're going to be a flight attendant? You're supposed to be, like
Look
a
a certain
perfect
way.
10,
Yeah.
and, you're supposed to look like that. Come on.
Correct.
I mean, that's just, that is just what we have, right? Otherwise, obviously, you get, you get body shamed even on a flight, but
Yeah.
people they don't hire you, firstly. And so you're supposed to be in a certain way. You're supposed to be, your makeup, etc. But again, my story is, I've always been that way. I walked into interviews and just the way I was. Of course, I put on my lipstick. I would dress what they tell
Yeah.
you. You wear a coat, you wear a skirt, and you go for an interview. You don't go
Yeah.
in jeans. I mean, that much,
Yeah.
I wouldn't disrespect their,
Code of,
decorum.
like,
Of
yeah,
course.
like the,
But
dress code.
I always, touch wood, I always got the job. And I used to be like, there were thousands of people with me, and I would, the next round they will call, out of the 1,000, they out of the 500 they'll call, then there'll be a 200, then 200 goes to 100, so 3-4 lines, and I'd always reach like the top 10 or 15, and I would just look around like, why did they even select me?
Yeah.
Like what? Why? I mean, of course I want to travel the world, but being a flight attendant was like being an air hostess is totally. And I'd see the girls and I'm like, shit, man. They are,
Like, they picked you over,
Why
yeah.
they pick? Like, what about me?
Oh yeah,
And
but
then-
when people are interviewing, they're obviously not
They're
just
not
looking.
looking- they don't
as,
look at
as
looks.
much as pretty
Yeah.
privilege and all
Yeah,
exists.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, thankfully we are blessed in that
Yeah.
department as well. Like hello, but no,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think all
Yeah.
interviewers also
Yeah.
always know, and like confidence is
Yes,
something
totally.
which is
That's what I asked
Yeah.
my
It's
manager
about that.
later.
It's
I
about
said,
that.
why? What happened? Like,
Yeah.
so she's like, it's like when you walked into the room.
Yeah.
The room just got alive, and that's what will happen on a flight.
Oh my girl, look at
Sam.
you owning that ass. Love it. no,
Owning my ass,
but-
yeah, thanks a lot. Owning my sass.
owning your sass.
Yes, okay, yeah.
No, but I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
And as much as I think for me, I have always been confident, and even now, like I can go and I'll talk on stage and I'll do all of that. But that self-doubt, I think that has always been there. And I
Yeah.
think I've like also thought about it a lot. And I think women in general, we do have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think compared to a lot of men, right?
Yeah.
Like I've seen this. And I think for me, that is what has actually given me my confidence in my 30s, realizing that, listen, there are very average men who think they're so amazing.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, I just want the confidence of a man. I don't even care. I don't even want the confidence of like the best, most successful man. Just a regular guy who just kuch khas nahi ukhada
Kuch kiya-
is
kuch
like,
nahi kiya hai.
I'm the man.
Another
dude.
quote I read. It's like, before you call me a gold digger, why don't you see you don't have any gold,
I
you
know.
muppet?
They said that it's usually the
I
men
put
who
on-
don't have gold who are like, oh, this
She's a
woman is a
gold. I'm like,
digger.
what gold do you have? You
But
don't even
listen,
have like
as much
metal.
as whatever you may say about men, they have a lot of confidence, and I think like we women should learn from that, because that's what they also say even in like interviews and stuff. So often, women will go and they'll be
Yeah.
they'll not ask
Yeah.
for like the kind of
Yeah,
money
yeah,
they
yeah,
want.
yeah.
They'll not like
Yeah, that
so
is
that's
in the
one
corporate
thing
sector.
I've-
I think that may be
that's
happening.
one thing I've been trying to do
Yeah.
like in my 30s is
Yeah.
actually just being like owning the space and being like, no, I am that good,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
But I think it's just a facade. I don't think they're confident.
oh, what men? I mean, I don't know. It could be hiding insecurities, whatever it is.
Yeah, just a facade.
But
Please.
I
give a man one little criticism and see how
and
it
break them.
deflates.
So
Of
that's what you do for
course,
fun.
of
Like
course.
you think you're too smart, child. Let's like see some- no, but in general, but it's something. I think wherever you see something good, you should learn.
Yeah.
So I just feel like for women,
Yeah.
because and the reason I'm saying that is because I just feel like Indian women have so much potential,
Mm-hmm.
but there's so many times that they're just like broken down by like either society, family,
Yeah.
especially like
Yeah.
once people get married,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's so like I always feel very like it's just sad when you meet someone and they're like, oh, I want to do, or I
Yeah.
used to do this and I want to do this,
Yeah,
but
this
like
is-
my in-laws don't allow me, and I'm like, dude,
like are you like
come
taking the
on.
permission to get a signature
No,
from
like
them? But
own your life. And the thing is, when women reclaim their power and when they take it back, you can do whatever you want to do.
of
And there's
course.
so many cases of that. And so even though, like, of course, we like look at a Steve Jobs and whatever, and you admire them, but I admire, like,
Yeah.
you know, the founder of Forest Essentials.
Right.
She
I
was a
read
single
about her.
mother,
Okay.
and like completely, like, one fine day,
Yeah.
she used to like
Yeah.
making candles or something, and she said, and she just like started this,
Yeah.
and she didn't have a lot of money and
yeah.
whatever to start it, but she started it. And look at Forest
Yeah,
Essentials
yeah.
today, right?
Yeah.
So I think stories like that are so
I mean,
inspiring.
J.K. Rowling, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
while
Of course.
you know, she's like,
Yeah.
every author gives us
Every
examples.
author is like,
they're like, you
yeah.
know, oh, you know, J.K. Rowling, if she could do it, she got rejected like some 12 times, the manuscripts. What did she do?
correct.
She had nothing. She dropped her kid for what, tuitions or
Yeah,
class or
and then-
whatever.
yeah.
She would sit in a small, I don't even know if she had money for coffee while she was
Yeah,
sitting.
she
She
was
must have
like
just bought a
very,
coffee,
like, she was
sat for
broke
that,
and
she did,
also
yeah.
a single
And look
mother
at her.
and
So,
everything, and
yeah, so it's like so inspirational to see these people, and you know, you can have your Dr. Seuss, like I've read things like Stephen King,
Yeah.
they all had rejection, like 12,
yeah.
15 manuscripts were just rejected.
correct.
You know, I mean, of course, we're not going back to Bollywood, but I believe that Prakash Mehra, I think Zanjeer, the movie, right? I think if I'm getting it right, so Salim Javed, he got rejected. His manuscript, like they said, you know what, his screenplay is rubbish.
Yeah.
He went to all the best ones. All the actors said no to him, and then Salim Javed. The story I know for real. He said, why don't you take Mr. Bachchan, Amitabh Bachchan that time, of course, and he said, okay, let me try. And then Zanjeer actually, you know,
Yeah.
was such a huge hit.
Correct.
So you never know what's round the corner.
Oh, yeah.
You just don't know, you know. And
Exactly.
even in your book, I think one of your books, you have this girl who's not.
Yeah. So Written
which
in
one
the
is it?
Stars.
Written in the
so,
Stars,
So
was
that
it?
was my
Okay,
book, which
okay.
was literally about this girl
Okay,
who
okay.
is from a family of overachievers,
Right.
and she just is like this black sheep. She doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. Keeps, you know, losing jobs, quitting jobs,
Right.
whatever. And then she takes this trip to the US,
Huh.
and because she's in a dark place. Like, she finds out her love of her life is marrying someone else.
Huh.
So she takes this trip to the US and like meets different people, all of that. And suddenly she, like, the idea for her
Yeah.
business, like, it clicks, and
Yeah.
basically all the jobs that she'd done in the
Yeah.
past are now helpful to
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
And in fact, I have always been so inspired
Yeah.
by Steve Jobs that in her speech also in
Yeah.
the book,
Yeah.
you know, she quotes the commencement speech that
Yeah.
Steve Jobs
Yeah.
gave, which was basically about
Yeah.
connecting the dots,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In life, that everything, and this is something I genuinely believe, that you may do something today, and you know, like, even if it's like you're trying to start a business, you'll
Yeah.
do research, and then you're like, chalo, I'm not doing this business. So in your mind, it's like, oh, I wasted all that time and energy, but it's never a waste.
Never
I
a waste,
really
yeah.
feel like, you know, 4 years down the line,
No, nothing
you
is
could
a
be
waste.
working on something else, and this research will be
Yeah,
helpful.
you don't know what will come from where. It's
Exactly,
like-
especially
it's
for writers,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
because
yeah.
even like I think Rajkumar Hirani
Yeah.
had said for Lage Raho Munna Bhai, it
Yeah.
was written as something else
Yeah.
completely. They had abandoned the script, all of that, and then a few years later, you know, this idea came, and they were like, oh, let's use. So I think for writers, for creators, for artists, nothing is a
Yeah.
waste. You know, keep doing your work. You never know when you can use something.
Yes, yeah.
And so basically, I think the whole thing about failure, is that it's all about perception.
Right.
Like, I remember years back, someone had told me this, that, you know, what is success actually? It is just, if you feel you're successful, you're successful.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this whole
Yeah.
thing of trying to measure it by society, what people think.
So it's subjective.
Yeah,
Basically,
and I read
success,
like another really nice quote which just said that if you like what you do, you're successful.
Yeah.
If you're, you know, you like what you do, you're happy
If
doing
you're
your
happy,
work.
that's, I think, success.
You are
Again, we are
successful.
measuring it with a lot of materials things.
Yeah. Today, of
Even-
course,
yeah.
there are a lot of people that
Yeah.
look at things with
Yeah.
this materialistic lens.
Yeah. You know, this Mel,
yeah.
I'm listening to a lot of Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
I adore her. I like
Yeah.
her. And she was talking about these social timelines that people have. Where, you know, at 20s,
which is
you
what it
get
is.
married, 30s,
Yeah.
you're supposed to have
Correct.
kids, 40s, you know, this, and 50, you retire, or 60, you retire. Today, when I left my job, I was people like, what the hell? How can you leave such an amazing job? Like, you're making money, you're going around the
Yeah.
world. And I've got into something where I don't even know whether I've
Correct.
just jumped into something without,
Yeah.
you know, without a backup as
Yeah.
such or a parachute, like just jump,
Yeah.
take a leap of faith.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a leap of
I'm like, if I don't do it now,
then
when am I going to do it? Am I going to do it when I'm 70? No. You know, even if I become famous, am I going to enjoy it? Am I going to be like, you know, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, you know, so it's something that I said, no, right now is the time. So I jumped into writing again and everything, you know.
Yeah.
Though I could have still kept my job and written, but I didn't want to do two things. And of course, I was like, you know, I have to do this. You
Yeah.
know, I have to do something different. So I have colleagues who After me, 3-4 left. And I was like, oh my God.
You started a revolution.
Yeah,
go follow your
I'm
heart, everyone.
revolutionary.
Quit your
You know,
job.
I'm like a trendsetter. You should know that by now. So I can't tell you how many people have been motivated to do things after. Because it's like kind as if you could do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if it's a compliment. Like if you could do that, we could do it.
No, but it is. I think sometimes when you just own your life and you're
Yeah.
living your life,
Yeah.
you never even realize
Yeah.
you could be an inspiration for so many
Yeah.
people. Because yes, there are a lot of people just living their, lives,
Yeah.
doing jobs they hate,
Yeah.
and you're just doing it for the bills. But I think, of course, another thing is that
That's
when you're in your
the-
30s and stuff, you do realize that you
Yeah.
can't also be very
Yeah.
like all, like Hawa
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
Bollywood also
Yeah.
sometimes. Like I always laugh about that Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. And Katrina Kaif is like, oh, but like such a free spirit and stuff. Great, but also
You have
one
bills to
does
pay.
need to
Yeah,
pay
of
their
course,
bills.
of
So I think
course,
there's a way to do it
You
where
have
you
to,
can, even
Yeah.
if you're in a job you don't love, and you're
could-
just doing
yeah.
it for a salary, but
You
there
have
is
to.
something else that
Yeah.
you enjoy.
Of
Then
course,
like
yeah.
give that time to
Yeah.
it. As you were saying, like sometimes you don't even need to take out that much time in a day. But if you're like
Yeah.
doing half an hour of what you love,
Yeah.
tomorrow it could be like your side
Yeah.
hustle. It becomes a thing, and then when that
Yeah.
does well, you can leave your
True,
job. So there's
true.
always a way
Yeah.
to make your dreams come true.
That is
And like it's never too late for sure. And like I think there was in the past there was a lot of this like hustle culture, and these days a lot of people are also like slowing down.
Yeah.
And they're also like don't rush, and
Don't
life
rush,
is
it'll
like
just come to
chill.
you
So I
and,
think at the end of the day, do what's
Yeah.
right for you, but also know that if you do feel very overburdened and you
Yeah.
need to take a break and you
Yeah.
feel like I can't do this, that's also okay.
Yeah.
Like I think it's completely okay to take your break. Reevaluate. Sometimes we're just like busy in this
You're
race and
comparing. It's
Yeah.
like constant comparing
Comparison
yourself to
with, like, this
people.
person has
I'm like,
achieved
look
this.
at her, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's got kids, she's done everything, still she's doing this. How
Yeah.
is she? But you don't know the real
You don't know
backstory. She
people's-
might have a lot of help. She
Correct.
might have
Don't-
have a husband who can
Yeah.
afford to have maids and nannies.
Like people are
So,
always like, oh, look at
you-
J-Lo and look at her
yeah,
body and whatever. I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, but also like she
Yeah.
has a lot
Yeah,
of
of
resources,
course,
right?
of course,
No
yeah,
doubt that
no
she's
doubt.
worked so hard and
Yeah.
everything, but don't
Yeah.
compare yourself.
Yeah.
You can take inspiration from people,
Yeah.
but also like do your thing, use
Yeah.
what you have basically and start where you are.
Yeah.
And also like as I was saying,
Yeah.
like I've just realized that, life happens, like we are at that age where we have parents, your parents are aging, they
Yeah.
get sick, and sometimes you really need to take that time off to be
Yeah,
there with
yeah,
them.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're a mother, or
Yeah, of
you've
course,
got
your
to give
kid,
your
yeah,
time
of
to your
course,
kids.
yeah.
And
that
sometimes you
kind
just
of-
need that time mentally yourself. You're just feeling
Yeah.
so overburdened
Yeah.
that you want to take a break.
And you
So
have to have the energy to do that.
Yeah.
Like you're at the end of the day when you're doing all these things, this personal experience, you're just like, you know what, I just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I just want to get up and do anything. Like,
Yeah.
you know what, then if I don't do these things, how's it going? How am I changing the world?
Yeah.
Like, is anyone really like, you know what, are they really waiting? Like, okay, you know what?
yeah, waiting for you. You have to do it for
Nobody's waiting.
yourself.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's your own pace and
you
your
need to
own
do it
time.
for yourself.
And also like mental
Yeah.
health is very important.
Yeah.
So if you're doing it at the cost of your mental health or even physical health, right? There are people you hear of CEOs who have had heart attacks or because and then when you look back, it's like they weren't sleeping enough.
Yeah.
They weren't
No,
getting.
yeah.
I think like life it's not a race. It is a
Not a race
journey.
at all.
And just do
Yes.
it at your own pace. Do what
Well
you have
said,
to do.
well said.
Yeah, but like the goal is to because when I think about it, it's like yes, I want success, obviously, but not at the expense of my health or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to be
Yeah.
like super
Yeah.
successful, but overburdened, stressed
Yeah.
out, anxious?
No,
as
that is
well as,
not nothing is worth
then
it.
it's
Nothing
not.
is
So
worth
then
it.
just do
Nothing
it
is
at your
worth
own
it.
pace,
Yeah.
and especially for
Yeah.
all creators and
Yeah.
artists and stuff. I think there's no like
Yeah.
mad rush
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
We are the ones who put that pressure
Yeah.
on ourselves.
Yeah.
So
there are
it's
two
okay.
types of creators. Again, one is the ones who want to be successful. There is one who just do it because they love
For the
doing
love of it. Yeah.
And when you're doing something for the love of it, invariably, I've noticed that you will get fame
That's true.
because
That's
you
true.
just
Because you're doing it for the right
you're not
reasons.
chasing it. You're
Yeah.
closing it. It comes to you.
Correct.
You're not chasing it, but you're actively seeking it in some way.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that is something that, so one needs to kind of take a step back also.
Yeah.
As I said, there's no timeline, There's no timeline at all, Anjali. Why
Yeah.
should there be?
Yeah.
When it has to happen, it'll happen. You got to give your best. That's it.
Correct.
The best foot forward. And yeah, as you said, take a couple of breaks if you need to.
Yeah.
Not too many.
Yeah,
Otherwise then you're gonna-
there's other way
yeah,
also,
no,
and
I'm
that's
done.
a whole other topic
Yeah.
because even I have that way. Sometimes I'm in my like
Yeah.
spiritual zone, and I'm like, what does anything matter? It's okay.
Yeah,
Why don't we
yeah.
just like go to the mountains and like retire?
Really?
Then,
Which
then
mountain?
I
I
have
don't
to,
want to go to
then
any
I have to come
mountains.
back. Then I'm like,
No,
calm
mountains
down.
and forests for me. I'm happy to go to a coffee shop for like a couple of
You
days,
and
have
your
my coffee, eat my
shops.
sandwich, and
Yeah,
come
no,
back.
well, if
That's my break.
What if
Yeah.
the mountains also have good coffee? Then you can like,
The mountains
chill
don't have
there.
coffee. You get mountain goats.
Yeah. But the point being that if you love something, you can. It's never too late. Right? And like I remember growing up, there was this poem that I always went to, which I loved. And I mean, I don't remember the whole poem off by heart, but there was like this one line, which is that success is failure turned inside out, and it's just about like facing your doubts. It's like so when things seem the hardest is when you mustn't quit. It's called Don't Quit, and it was just like those words always stayed with me, like the essence of that poem, because I just feel like sometimes you're so close to it, but sometimes you really just feel like what is the point, screw it, and you never know that could be your masterpiece. So just like keep at it.
They say you are always one step away. The day that you think of giving up is that correct. The next day it's going to happen. They say that
it's happened, and it has happened to so many people. Right? So many times you hear
it's called faith, right? Faith in the Bible it says the faith of a mustard
wow,
seed.
we're talking about the Bible now. Look at us. We're like, we might as well start like a spiritual podcast now. But I know what you mean. And in fact, coming back to my favorite, I'm like such a Steve Jobs fan. But even he said that, I've always believed in whether you want to call it destiny, whether you want to call it the universe, whether you want to call it God, but belief and faith, like something where you feel like. So and also like if you put it in layman's terms, like Delulu is the only Salulu. But like actually, if you have a lot of delusion and you feel like I can do anything in this world, you really can do. Pretty much.
No, but you need to also
a little reality check sometimes.
Of course.
Sometimes reality checks.
Like I can't say I want to walk the ramp now at the same like
But you can.
Yeah, but no.
Like plus size models are doing amazing.
No, not as a plus size model. Anjali, I didn't mean plus size model.
Listen, no, but the point is that I feel
everything has happened by plus size. Walk the ramp like a normal model.
No, but so I feel like a little reality check is good. So have that reality check, but also if you really want stuff, you can make it happen for yourself. So believe in yourself, keep doing it.
Absolutely. Yes, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
And then when people try to tell you that you're not good enough or whatever, just like say kiss my hello, you were supposed to say it. Okay. Kiss my sass.
I need my cap. Where's my cap?
You and
my cap is my comfort.
No, but so I think those are basically, I think what if it comes down to it, where like I think if I had to say what the main point is, it's basically don't give up, right? If you love something, go after it. It's never too late. And also, I think sometimes you can also pivot. Like if you're trying an idea, it's not working, it's okay to now try something else and maybe that'll work.
So this again from Mel and Tony Robbins, as I told you, like Steve Jobs, this is for me. I love them. So it says the 5 steps, how to deal with failure. I think that is something that will be helpful. Very helpful, and someone like them who are life coaches and who have their most beautiful podcast. So it says acknowledge and accept the failure. Like don't sugarcoat it. Like own it. Like okay, you know what? This has not worked for me. Okay, fine. Owning your truth. That's what she calls it. Then shifting your perspective, she says. And Tony says that failure is only feedback. Basically, it tells you that this may not be the path for you. So change your path or change the way you look at your path. I think that's what it means. Extract a lesson. Like what did you learn from it? Like what can you do better next time? What has not worked for you?
How can you stalk Shah Rukh better?
There has to be a better way to do this. That is a plan for life. Okay? That is a plan.
Never give up, girl.
Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Ever.
Sorry. Continue. No. You
just he's moving like 10 minutes away from my house. He's cutting closer and closer.
Yeah, you know that dialogue that agar tum kisi cheez, his dialogue, tum kisi cheez ko shiddat
you stop saying his dialogues, Anjali. You talk about Saif and all.
Your name is Kainath. Oh my God, it's all coming together.
And Kainath. Puri
Kainath will make it happen for Kainath.
Yes, Kainath. Okay. See, it's so close. We're just the T and the Z.
Yeah. Next time I meet you, you'll be like, oh, Shah Rukh and I were like hanging that
day. So I counted the steps. No, this is real true story. I counted the steps from my place to his, and they were like some 1,200 doable for me.
Very doable.
Do it. It better be doable. I might do 10,000.
Just make sure there's not like a restraining order, because then you will have to move. So
no more podcast. Sorry. Where are you?
You have moved. I live like many kilometers away from him now. But
I live beyond Virar. What happened? Why do you shift there?
I can't talk about for legal reasons.
No, please. No.
Okay, anyway, continue.
And then it says, of course, they say that refocus your vision, so you connect to your goal as to why you really want to do it. Sometimes, you feel you want something, but they may not be the real thing. It becomes like a stubbornness or something, Of course, the universe loves a stubborn heart. That's our favorite.
Too. But I agree with this. Like sometimes it's just your ego talking, right? And if like you really realize that, do I even still want this?
I want it, or I'm just trying to again, as for me, it's like keeping my child happy, as in my inner child happy, not my child.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you have a child that we haven't heard about? Okay.
Not that I know of. Or not that I'm mentioning. And of course, the other one is like take action, like take small steps towards it, but take it immediately. So this is very interesting. It's a 5-second rule. That the moment you want to do something, do it in 5 seconds, because then you don't have time to think, you don't have time to you can
you're
change
making
your
a
mind.
case for being impulsive, which I have also been known to be in my life, but I think now at this age I just feel like impulsiveness is good, but I think it's also good to sit and check, like, weigh your options.
But you're so young. What age you're going on? You keep saying your 30s and all that.
So it's okay. I have kept my inner child alive, but but I think some wisdom also should come in. And sometimes when you do things very impulsively, it can also be reckless. So I think just you can weigh your decision a bit. But also if you sit on things for too long, they may never happen. So I understand where you're coming from.
Just do it. I'm a big believer of doing things at once, before I lose interest more than anything.
Okay. Fair. Okay.
So there's no age.
There's no limit. Like the only limits are the limits you set on yourself, basically. And I feel like in a way we're lucky that the world we live in today, I think the number of opportunities are so many. Right? Because there was a time when if you look at our profession, there was a time when if you were rejected by your traditional publishers, like what would you do? Like you just couldn't have a book out. But now, of course, there is self-publishing as an option. There is, so I just feel like it's a good time to be alive, because anything that you want to do, you actually can make it happen for yourself. It doesn't, there are ways to do it. And social media has been, as much as it can be a bane, it has actually been a boon for so many people. So many people have found their voice through it, right? Like there's that YouTuber also, I can't remember her name now, but she was really old and she started this cooking YouTube
she has some 450,000 followers or something.
Made like a
chef, no?
Correct. So she's made like a huge empire for herself money-wise now, and it's amazing. And
a lot of home chefs have made it.
So it's never too late is the point, basically.
But that is something that home chefs are, again, ladies who have been through life, they've probably have their children who've grown up, or and now they're doing something. And even this emptiness when kids go away, people don't know what to do.
So it can actually be a turning point for women, instead of actually being like, what do I do?
Especially women, because men are still going to their jobs. They're still, but what do you do? All you've done is, their studies, their tuitions, their food. Today they're gone. Now what do I do? You're going back and looking at all your friends. Okay, you have a good circle. That's good. But you still feel I want to do something for myself. Who am I? This is the question that I think every single person out there needs to ask. Who am I? Not spiritually, but who am I as a person? Why am I here? Why am I here? There has to be a purpose. Is it beyond my kids? Okay, it may not be. That's fine.
And that's fine too.
Absolutely fine. If you don't feel like doing it, that's great.
That's fine.
That's
great. But I know exactly what you're saying, because I think a lot of women have used this time to. So especially for women, I think who there are times women say that, oh, like I can't. My kids are like the house and my kids take up so much of my time. But again, it's never too late. And when they grow up and as they become more independent, you will find that time to actually go after what you want. So it's always inspiring to me as well when there are women who use that time where once the kids have grown up, where then they now start. So it truly is never too late, I think. And
don't let anybody talk you out of it.
Oh yeah, that's a big
something
one.
Because I mean, like your in-laws will say, oh, what, abhi karegi? Or anybody say, now look at this is the old one. Now she suddenly got this confidence to it. Now, what does she think? Like, what hota hai? This happens all the time. Again, we're talking about cities, right? Even in the smaller towns. People start their businesses.
Of course.
They have to.
You remember that there's a movie made on it, the two shooters who they started at the age of 60. It was Taapsee Pannu was in that movie, as well as I forgot her name.
Even that Dhak Dhak movie, no? There's something they went on some
movies about this.
Some adventure.
And so many are based on real life. And nice. The point being, it's never too late. And
so long as you're sassy, and in my book I have this lovely, my tagline is sassy and bad assy. So long as you get there, just be that. Any age, you can be 20, you can be 70.
Own your sass, girl.
Yes,
and and men as well. Men are already confident, but still believe in yourself. You can do it too.
Absolutely.
So I think on that note we should say goodbye to everyone.
And we'd love to hear from you. This is so important.
Share your stories
of failure. You can also share your stories of success.
But I feel like there's so much to learn from failure that do share, and I think it should be normalized, and it shouldn't be. I think a lot of times people also associate shame with failure. There's no shame.
Oh, there's no shame at all. I tell everybody that what I I couldn't do this, but then I came back stronger.
Yeah.
And this is something that just come back stronger.
Yeah,
like
just
just
come back
show it to
stronger.
them, prove it to them. You know,
got this,
heal
yeah.
yourself through success. It's success can be really healing once you fail, because you feel like, you know what,
Yeah.
okay, that's it. You take a deep breath then.
Correct.
So yeah, do share all your stories in this, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Definitely.